Welcome to Undergroundopolis, everyone. Over the coming weeks, we will be exploring the Gizmos, talking with different members from over the years, which there were several. Due to availabilities of myself and the Gizmos members, we were unable to do this in any consecutive or chronological order. However, these will be released as they are recorded. I wanted every great story and detail from everyone involved that I could get in touch with what became Indiana's first punk rock band. Kenne Highland. Say hi, everybody. Say hi to everyone.
Hello, everybody that's in the NSA that's listening to me, and the Kremlin too.
Yeah. Oh, I do have overseas listeners, believe it or not. Probably
Are they in the Kremlin, comrade?
I don't know about that. I know I have them in Spain, of all places, because I don't know any languages.
Oh, Spain.
Italy, and he's like, I don't know any languages.
Grazie. Siamo Italia.
What was your position in the Gizmos? Or what is your position in the Gizmos?
Well, if I was going to, first off, Gizmo was like a high school nickname on me. It was kind of a put down, actually. But then I obviously got my schadenfreude on that. So, and I was like writing these songs in high school, which ended up becoming Gizmo songs. That's like about 72. That's about 50 years ago. And, I met Eddie and we formed the Rockabilly Yobs in 74. And then around 75, I met Rich Coffey. And then Bob Richard, who was editor of Gulcher magazine, he says, oh, and I met Teddy Nemec. He goes, you and Ted should form a band called the Gizmos. That was December 5th, 1975. And March 20th of 76, we recorded that first record. So at the beginning, I guess, I recruited all the guys also. So that's kind of very similar to where I was a former Marine. So Captain Sam Nicholas down in Contact in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, he wanted to raise a battalion of Marines. So he was like, okay, you, and you, you're all recruited. So these guys went along with the whole thing. They had good fun. We've been riding it since 45 years now, right? 47?
Yeah.
76 or so, yeah.
So it's a very fun band. It's just like I was saying before the show, when we went out to Vegas, my band went out to Vegas to play, there was Rich and Melanie, and didn't know who they were, but it's like, come to find out I did know who they were, But, and if I known at the time, I would have requested a Gizmo song just to make him go, huh? But he might not.
Gizmo's bass player was the last few shows after Craig Bell left. Mrs. Coffey. So technically, you had two Gizmos opening for you.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, one time about 86, Rich was in Boston town. He was dating Candy Del Mar from the Cramps. So if he had married her instead of Melanie, we would have had a former Cramp as one of the current Gizmos. But, they busted up back in 80 something, I don't know.
Oh, Ronald Reagan did that? Oh, gotcha.
The Berlin Wall was still up.
You left to join the military, is that correct?
Yes, I did that, and also Bob Mosby of the Moby Grape left to join the Marines, too. So that was kind of more like Elvis going in the Army, though, because all I did was just, sing and party and record. There wasn't wars going on, so I take my weekend leave, and instead of going and fighting in redneck bars, I go and record instead. So that was with the Africa Corps and OREX. Those are things.
So tell me your favorite Gizmo story. I know you've got to have a couple, or
let's see, my favorite Gizmo story from way back then. Okay, actually, the one I do tell the most, which my brother was impressed with, was it was Saturday, April the 9th in 1977, and John Mellencamp introduced the band.
Wow.
And that's on a CD, too, because John was on Gulcher at the time, and he was living in Bloomington. He was actually better friends with Teddy Nemec, but there's a little sub-thing of Gulcher called Vulture, and, Cougar gave me a good review as like a front man. He says, this Kenne Highland, he's really got the stuff, so, anyhow, I still appreciate that, so then I don't begrudge him any of his top 40 success. Because we were both on the same level at one time. But he was on Main Man Records, and then he had to fall back to Seymour, Indiana, so. I mean, now he's dating Meg Ryan, and I ain't, so,
Is he dating Meg Ryan?
So,
well,
meeting John Cougar, that's not funny, though, but that was just cool.
Oh, no. John Cougar's great. Of course, growing up in Indiana, in the 80s, I loved John Cougar. I still have my album, and
you must be younger than me then.
Yeah.
I'm 56, so.
Yeah, I'm a little younger.
So you would have known him after he had the top 40 success.
Yeah. I think I was in 5th grade when came out.
Okay. Well, there was a time in the Cream magazine around the 70s. I was in the service too, stationed in South Carolina, and I remember reading in Cream magazine, Bob Richards, the Gizmos manager, taking a bunch of old Cougar demos, put them out as U.S. Mail, which is a Gulcher EP. And then Cougar was like, this guy had these old demos, and he just put them out, so he was kind of pissed off because it was kind of a cash-in or whatnot. So, but then that was the last. I mean, that was when we were on the same level in the 70s, sort of. And then was it Jack and Diane was the first top 40 hit?
Yeah. Oh, maybe I Need a Lover, the Pat Benatar cover, I think may have been.
Oh, that's real early 80s. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, by then he was eclipsing me, you know what I mean? So, but like I said, more power to him, so.
Yeah.
Well, his day job is being John Cougar. My day job is being Kenne Highland,
Yep. What would you say your favorite Gizmo live performance is?
I'm going to say the one that we did out in Hamtramck, Michigan, right before lockdown in 2019.
All right.
Now, there's a reason for it. Number one, my dad's from Detroit, so I felt his presence there. There's about 4 generations of Highlands buried out there in South Lyon. It's a farming community west of Detroit. So I definitely felt their presence. And then cross that with all the MC5 members that are buried out there. It's we were basically playing kick-outs and jams, energy level, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And then the Stooges' influence also, where I think Rock Ashton and my original Highland ancestor are buried about 10 miles apart from Ann Arbor to Salem, Michigan. So it's just all these entities were flowing, and we were really on fire, and that's that. I'm going to say that one. And also Memphis, we had 4 guitars. That was kind of the Black Oak Arkansas Rock and Roll album. That was really pretty crazy too. So a lot of double and triple leads going on. So I might say those are probably the most manic. And then of course the Cougar one, we were singing Louie Louie, and it was sounded like Metallica KO. And I fell into the crowd, and I fell into Rich Coffey's sister's lap.
I think she may have just passed away.
That was one of his other sisters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was a great lady too. Yeah, trust me. So, hello. Oh, thank you very much. You're welcome. I'm having a burger coming right up here because I'm the good one that eats the most. So, thank you.
Right. Well,
I got this whole patio area to myself out here.
What's your
Boston?
What would you say your favorite Gizmo song is right now?
Well, the one every Boston band I'm in, they all seem to pick on a 50-year-old song. That's called I Respect You More. which I should mention that I saw Coda cover that, and he had J.B. Huddle's rhythm section. This guy named Silvertone Steve. Cub told me every time he played that, it got everybody up on the floor and dancing. I mean, it was like a little Queen riff, like we tried, but that's, you know, Cub Coda. My favorite Gizmo song is Cub Coda's performance of that Squire Stretchy Morrison.
McDonald's in Tennessee, right where everyone could see. Backfield out a quarter pounder, and kids on him like every bounder. Cause he's a human garbage disposal. Gizmo get out for some subs. Kenne days, I ain't like drugs. Eat breakfast in the morning. They attack when I wanted. Cause I'm a human garbage disposal.
Tell me about the story behind human garbage disposal.
All right. This is the summer of '74. Me and Bob Richards, the Gizmos manager, and a roommate of ours drove down to Alabama to meet Eddie Flowers. So we walk in Eddie's house, and the first thing he does, he has the Banana album by the Velvet Underground. He skips over Sunday morning and puts on Week from the Man. So Eddie and I have been pen pals for a couple of years, and then we had finally met. Then we drove back up north to Bloomington from Jackson, Alabama, and we stopped off at McDonald's in Tennessee. So Bob Richards ate this part of a burger, and he says, "This thing's terrible. Ugh, I don't want it." He threw it down the ground. And, you know, I mean, my mother was so poor after my father died now that I never wasted food. So I grabbed it up, and Eddie didn't say, "Ain't that a shame?" Instead, he said, "Ken, you're a human garbage disposal." So then guard duty down in Virginia, when I was stationed down in Quantico, Virginia, late '76, I used to write the song like every night because it was kind of boring because there wasn't no enemy. Ended up stealing a riff, Future Now by the MC5, and I gave it to Eddie to sing, and he kind of sang like a southern version of Sue's Little Doll. I, for instance, at McDonald's in Tennessee, which is the same as, Little Doll I Can't Forget. So, and that's basically the story behind it. And I used to go to the Sticky Boys' house in Maryland and go make demo tapes, solo electric, shoot the tapes out to Bob Richard, and I say, "Well, here, pick some songs," and then you end up having, 2 more EPs, America First and Gizmo's World Tour, off of that.
How would you say
your government tax dollars, Jimmy? Well, it wasn't Jimmy Carter yet. It still would have been Gerald Ford. Anyway, his tax dollars, while I was on guard duty, paid for the writing of that song. That was your tax dollars at work. Me guarding the country and writing songs.
I appreciate it. both aspects,
The time he could have gone past my post, I would have just been, busy as picking and a grinning. I was kind of more like a psychedelic Gomer Pyle.
Is it strange that, you made those little recordings back in the day, and it's strange how the Gizmos just kept reinventing themselves. And it's like, there's a lot of members throughout the years, and they carried on without any original members after a while. And
that's also happened like in, like the Velvet. Oh, actually, the Velvet Underground did it. Shadows of Night. Glad to be included in that number.
Yeah. But when did you find out that you were you know, once you left, went to the military and everything, and maybe, I'm not going to say forgot about the Gizmos or anything, like later on you know, you were probably in a career playing in other bands or whatever, come to find out that, how did it feel to find out that a lot of people around the world were listening to the Gizmos?
Well, you know what had happened was the internet got invented, and I actually had Cub Coda's email address. But then when Cub died in 2000, that's when the first reissue came out on CD, and that's when it all started happening. So I like to think that the ghost of Cub Coda was blessing him. I guess that would make him St. Michael and St. John, because he's Michael John Coda. So as if you want to believe it in the supernatural version. So.
And
So that's how I felt. I felt like, I said, Cub Coda is blessing my career right now.
You know, I got Polar Sausage Sauerkraut, which is a collection of people covering Gizmo songs. It's probably my favorite album right now. It has been for about 4 months. Whenever it came out, I ordered it like that day. Once I got the Bandcamp message, I actually went ahead and bought it. I was like, I really want to hear this. And download it.
Great stuff by the second edition, but still, I mean, they were all good songwriters. That guy Dale Lawrence that should be on the show.
Oh yeah, I'll get him on here. I'm not gonna leave him. I'm not gonna let him sleep or anything.
And I like him Carol's country stuff too. He's really good. You ever hear it?
No, I don't think I have.
He was in a band called I think it might have been the Blue Chieftains. It's sort of like a song he had on a compilation called Truck Driving Punk Rock Girl. I said, this is country and Gizmo. So I really like that. He's really big in Americana circles. He lives in Nashville. But, you know, hey, he was a Gizmo also, so we're talking to.
Well, you're in Massachusetts now?
I sure am, yep.
Yeah. You got a band going on right now?
I absolutely do. I've had, ever since the Gizmos, no matter where I moved to, I always had a band going on.
So what you got going on with your band right now? What's your band called?
It's called Kenne Highland Air Force, and just like the Gizmos, is an octet. I got a bass player who played with Nicky and the Corvettes out in Ann Arbor. We're both former Marines. Larry Newman is his name, and he says that my stuff, because I sing like Iggy kind of, but he says we got saxophone and keyboards, so it's a cross between Kill City and Destroy All Monsters. So I still got the Midwest thing going on, Michigan roots, you know. And we go and record, we play, you know. So I'm doing that, and I'm also playing bass in a band called Mad Painter, where there's one feller who's in a band called V, and he also wrote for a fantasy called Wacky Cat, and he played on, Matt Burns drummed on my Be More Flamboyant CD, and then the Hall of She-Wolf. Anyway, Matt says, Mad Painter is a cross between Mott the Hoople and Uriah Heep. And Phil Hundley is a big Uriah Heep fan. He's also in the Gizmos too. Second edition.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. It's crazy how far it went.
Yeah.
So, which song is yours on 21st? Like, what all songs are you on, or did you write on 21st Century Gizmos Fans Can't Be Wrong?
Okay, I gotta think about that. That was current. I think back 50 years. I got my old rhythm guitar player of Be More Flamboyant band, Scott Ferguson, used to say, Ken, you've got part-timers, meaning I can remember part of the time, the other part of the time I can't remember.
Right.
But I'm going to say I did a lot of co-writes with Eddie. For Disaster in Dayton, I did the music, Eddie did the words, just like we did with Mean Screen off the first record. For Chicken Queen back in 74, actually, we started writing together, Eddie and I. And what else is on that record?
Oh gosh, I'd have to go get it.
I can tell you what I did. I did almost like a white album. I said to everybody, why don't all y'all come up with your best song, and then we'll do a new record. So, I did another one where I did the music. I had an idea, but then I had Eddie wrote out the words, "I'm going to beat you like a redheaded stepchild."
That's it. I was going to say, I think it's Redheaded Stepchild.
Yeah.
So it's another great song. If I can find a live version, I would really like to use it on the show.
There is a video that was right before the solo. I screamed out, "James Williamson," and I just did like this complete raw power lead in it. So that came out. It sounded even more like a raw power outtake than it already did.
Well, we're starting to run out of time here. Anything you want to plug in? You got any shows coming up? Do you think we'll have another Gizmos reunion anytime soon? If you can leak that.
Dead. The main thing is none of us is dead, so that's the most important thing. I do have a couple of gigs with Mad Painter next month. I'm on an Ace of Brebner tribute too, singing an Ace of Brebner will play with Robin Lee and the Trapbusters, and also he played with John Richmond in the Modern Lovers too. Oh wow! So, there's like a tribute record, so that's a gig that's in March, and then this promoter for down Nantasket Beach, down by the Ocean Hull, Michael Weddle, he just recently passed away, so we're doing a tribute thing with him there. So I got my Kenny band, Kenne Highland Air Force, and we're playing with bass and Mad Painter. This band, Tsunami of Sound, is playing. They opened up for the Insect Surfers in Boston not too long ago. They're a good surf band. 145 is playing. They used to be the Flash Cubes out of Syracuse with Christy Girl on bump. And last but not least, Count Joe Villione wants to borrow my band. We've done this before to back him up doing Velvet Underground songs. But basically, at the age of 67, I'll be doing 3 sets that day, right after my birthday.
All right, this song here I wrote back in 1973. It was covered by my good buddy Cup Coda. This is the song that Bob Richards listened to, and we got signed to Delta Records. It's a little song called "That's Cool, I Respect You More." Well, the boy and the girl were sitting on the bed. Boy was getting a rise in the head. Well, the boy asked the girl, "Do you want to go all the way?" The girl said, "No," and this is just what it said. That's cool, I respect you more. That's cool, I respect you more, baby. I don't want you to be no whore. That's cool, I respect you more. Okay.
That is all our time we have for now. Thank you for listening to Undergroundopolis. Remember, we do this every Wednesday night, bringing you new and exciting artists every week. Be sure to hit up their websites and social media and stream or download their music. If you like this show, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, any streaming platform, and leave us a review as well. I'm your host, Rob Lyon, signing off.